You learn something new every day, like the fact that police officers can just legally steal your shit. That's sort of what this movie tackles. The fact that police officers, if they chose to be corrupt, could and use the law on their side to do it. Which I guess at that point, if you're using the law to commit corruption, is it corruption? Laws. Who? Yeah. What is it good for? Stripping you of your rights in your $36,000. That's what this movie's all about. This is about Terry Richmond. He's biking across the state to free his cousin who has been locked up for drug possession. But in this small town that he's riding through, he is hit by police officers. They confiscate his money, and now he has to get this money back and his cousin out of jail before the bad things happen. Now, that is the beginning plot of the movie. The more the movie goes on, the more it starts to unveil a bigger conspiracy and a bigger ring of corruption by these police officers in this police station, all spearheaded by the chief of this police unit, played by Don Johnson, so he can buy margarita machines. This movie is directed by Jeremy Soliner. I think that's how you say his name, who I am a big fan of. He directed movies such as Blue Ruin, Green Room. These are some fantastic films that I love to this day. Green Room is a movie that I love from beginning to end. And I remember when it came out back in 2015, I used to watch continuously. It was on continuation in this household. If you saw me watching a movie, you looked at the screen like, damn, that movie's hella green. Yeah, I'm right, it is. Damn right it is green. It's the green room, baby. This movie is not as grounded as those two films. What you like about Blue Ruin and Green Room is using the hyper realism of the situation to create these very tense and chilling stories about these people trying to survive, or in Blue Ruin, get revenge for what happened to their family. Here, he has a little bit more of a budget. He has a little bit more to his disposal. So he decides, I'm not going to go super realistic. I'm actually just going to make a pretty paint by numbers action film where we have an action hero getting into situations and then just through luck and late saves gets himself out of situations. It almost feels like Rambo when you originally watch it. When I originally started watching this movie and I was constructing my review for it, I was going to have a joke about calling this nigga Rambo, because that's kind of how this movie starts. Guy who comes into town, just wanting to get something done real quick, but ends up in a bigger, larger thing, and now it's him versus this police station, and he's a ex-war criminal, and it's gonna be a bunch of action and death and violence. This isn't really that. Our main character here, Terry, played by Aaron Pierre, even though he has a background in the military, shit, the man's so good at what he does, he's on the Wikipedia page of that particular unit, training them to be the best that they can be. He's badass personified. Even though he is badass personified and he has some great action scenes, and you really do buy Aaron Pierre in these scenes, because look at the nigga, he's huge as shit. He's not this bloodlustful action guy that we're used to seeing in a lot of action movies like this. If this was like any other action film, I think it would just be a lot more vicious and ready to just see blood rain. Here, he's pretty cool. If you're cool, he's cool. If you get him to a point in which he has to commit violence, he won't kill you. He'll just choke you, get you to the ground, beat you up. He'll put you in bad situations, but at the end of the day, he's not here to take a life. He's here to show you when you fuck around, you find out, and you may find out a couple of days after you're out of your coma, out of this jujitsu move he just pulled. He threw you up in the air. The last thing you saw was your feet touching the cloud. And you was like, damn, I didn't even think that was possible. But as you start to unravel this, a bigger conspiracy about this particular town and the corruption of it, is where I think, for me personally, the movie gets really, really slow. Because essentially I just don't care. These are bad police officers. I get it. But, this is becoming a little bit too, for me personally, while watching it, for something that's really simple of a premise, it becomes a little bit too convoluted. I just really check out. I've tried to watch this movie 2 to 3 times, and I check out every time at the particular moment when the story kind of switches from being a very straightforward action film to a more conspiracy, get deeper into the story type of thing. I just completely lose interest. And that's one of the benefits of watching a movie on streaming, is that you can just check out. I'm still keeping up with what's going on, but my brain is moving all over the place. And then I return back once he starts calling Don Johnson and telling him, a couple of days back, I was just trying to do this non-violently. But now I've thought to myself, no.
What if we just walk away?
Well, now you're starting to talk.
I was like, nah.
And you right back in it, and you're like, okay, I'm cool here. But then him and Anna Sophia Robb, what's the character's name? Summer, starts doing their thing, and you're just like, I like Anna Sophia Robb. Been a big fan of her for a very long time. She was a big piece of my childhood. But at the same time, she is who she's always been. A very not as interesting Dakota Fanning, and that's what she is here. She's just a not as interesting Dakota Fanning. She's Dakota Fanning on layaway, and you're just kind of not caring about her and her story with her kids and her child. You kind of just like, yeah, you had a child, you want to get them, cool, fine, go ahead, do your thing. Once again, you're back in it, because towards the end, Terry goes full out and takes out this police unit by himself practically while saving other police officers. He's pretty badass and it's cool. When it's doing the action stuff and it's being the action movie that it wants to be, it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's not doing anything different here, besides even using a black person in it and using racial undertones is also not pretty new. During the 70s, it was a whole blaxploitation utilizing black people to tell action stories. So it's not really anything new happening here. When it works, it works, and when it doesn't, you're just really bored and you just want to do something else, but you're still in it. You still want to see how this concludes. You're just not as engaged into the whole entire thing as you were when this originally started. Aaron Pierre here is really great. He's cool. And I like his delivery. His delivery is just silent, solemn, gives cool guy answers. Every time he speaks and he answers a question, it's in a calming, deep voice. Yeah. Damn. I need to get up out of here. He radiates coolness on screen and charisma, and he'll beat your ass for messing with his cousin and taking his money. That's what should happen to you. Someone mess with your family and take your money, you have to whoop their ass. I'm pretty sure that. Put that into law. Fuck having a police officer steal your money. Put that in the law. If someone messes with your cousin and take your money, legally you have the right to beat their ass. Not kill him, but put that Terry Richardson moves on him. All in all, I like this movie. Like I said, it gets boring at times during the second act, and you're a little bit out of it, but it brings itself back by the third act and is back to being cool, fun, actiony, and a lot of character dynamics that you like. I'm gonna give Rebel Ridge a 6.5 out of 10 because it also looks good as well. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Kyle. You watched this long, you might as well like. And even if you didn't like the review, you're like, no, Kyle, you know what? I was thoroughly entertained through the whole thing. Like again. And then that person says, you know what? I didn't like this review. Guess what? Like the video. And subscribe. Do it all. There's a lot of options out there for you to do with this channel. You should take advantage of all of them. Good and bye.